The camera unintentionally captured terrifying and horrifying scenes at sea, leaving viewers utterly shocked and horrified. Welcome to the mysterious universe. Dear friend, the ocean is truly magnificent, yet its mysteries remain untouched and unexplored to this day. Scientists still haven't found the answer. Particularly, though appearing gentle, when angered, the ocean can become a formidable killer. According to statistics, the ocean covers approximately 361 million square kilometers, accounting for up to 71% of the Earth's surface. Seawater accounts for 96.53% of the total water on Earth. The ocean is Earth's vast reservoir of water. When gazing upon the vast expanse of the sea, one immediately senses the breathtaking beauty of the ocean, feeling an overwhelming emotion as if embraced entirely by the sea itself. Yet, there are those who, standing before the vast ocean, feel an indescribable fear surging within their hearts. The vast and boundless ocean, mysterious and unfathomably deep, sometimes carries a heavy melancholy, concealing enigmatic wonders beyond human comprehension. Scientists affirm that the ocean is the cradle of life. It is precisely because life originated in the ocean that humanity could come into existence. In reality, the ocean is a world both mystical and fraught with peril, captivating in its beauty yet concealing profound terror. With its massive volume covering 71% of the Earth's surface and an average depth of about 3,729 meters, it can be said that humankind can only grasp a tiny fraction of the ocean, an understanding even more minuscule than that of the vast universe beyond. The deepest point of the ocean is located in the Mariana Trench in the western Pacific. The maximum depth reaches 11,034 meters, and so far, only a handful of people have ever reached this deepest point. From the fear of the unknown and unexplored, the ocean cloaks itself in a veil of mystery. The deep blue ocean hides countless terrifying things, sending shivers of fear down one's spine. So what horrors lie in those unfathomable depths? Let's explore the mysterious universe in today. The terror of all marine creatures. The sea cockroach is one of the most venomous cockroach species in the world, capable of killing a human in less than 30 minutes. Fortunately, this creature is quite gentle and usually does not attack unless provoked or feels threatened. In reality, many divers still frequently catch sea cockroaches during their expeditions without encountering life-threatening dangers. This action is not supported by animal protection organizations. However, from another perspective, sea cockroaches are the terror of many creatures living on the ocean floor. Especially fish species that rely on coral reefs for their habitat. Across the tropical seas of the world, where the most abundant, lush, and magnificent marine ecosystems thrive. Coral reefs cover less than 1% of the ocean's area but are home to up to 25% of all marine species. So much so that coral reefs are often compared to underwater tropical forests. Here are the two natural English translation options. This is also fertile ground for ever-hungry predators, constantly lurking in search of rich and nutrient-packed meals. Typically, small fish have only one way to escape the relentless pursuit of terrifying predators lurking on the ocean floor: by slipping through the gaps and weaving around the coral reefs. But this method only works when our enemies hunt their prey one by one. If a swarm of cleaner fish happens to prey on them, the small fish will certainly have no chance of survival. This video depicts a school of jackfish hunting in a pack, forming a tight circle around the coral reef to drive small fish out of their hiding spots. The Dan cret is also known as the long sea cret or golden-lipped sea cret, with the scientific name Latica dacrobrina. This is an extremely venomous cockroach, with venom 10 times more potent than that of a rattlesnake. However, they are not aggressive and only bite when provoked in self-defense. Their venom contains extremely potent neurotoxins, which can cause high blood pressure, cyanosis, paralysis, and even death if not treated promptly. This cockroach species has quite distinct identifying features, with a black striped head and body, a bright blue back, and a yellow abdomen. All true sea lizards and sea cockroaches have paddle-shaped tails, which help them hide beneath the water's surface. The slender body of the wrasse allows it to weave effortlessly through coral reefs, aiding in the search for small creatures hiding within. The kite is one of the few sea snakes that come ashore to lay eggs, while most other species, such as the oriole snake, typically give birth underwater. Living alone. This is a marine creature with remarkable vitality, often found near coral reefs, capes, or seawalls. Ever since humans began recording maritime history, there have always been sailors or fishermen speaking up to share their experiences. Phantom fever. For a long time, many people mistakenly believed this was just a legend or simply ordinary large waves that locals commonly encountered. It wasn't until 1995 that the speedometer control system and pressure sensors of a research station on the Draven Sea recorded a massive wave. The crest of the wave towers nearly 26 meters above the trough, perfectly matching the legendary image of a killer wave. At that time, humans realized that the phenomenon of fish living parasitically or in solitude truly exists in nature, which sparked much debate in the scientific research community. At the same time, it also sparked a series of studies on the phenomenon of killer survival. Because the killer lives, comes and goes silently, invisibly, existing only in the brief moment before the act, leaving behind no trace. As a result, they are rarely documented, making it difficult for people to take precautions. Yet, they pose an extremely serious threat to humans and ships. Sudden massive waves can engulf people and ships, dragging them into the ocean in an instant. Scientists hypothesize that the true culprit behind the series of mysterious shipwrecks may actually be a deadly marine creature. However, the process by which a lifelong vengeful lifestyle develops remains unclear to this day. Scientists suggest that this phenomenon may stem from various causes such as the northeast monsoon, storms, topography, ocean waves, or currents. However, the exact cause still requires further in-depth research. Let's go to the beach, enjoy a relaxing break while also staying extra cautious and careful. When a storm is approaching or the monsoon winds are strong, it's best to avoid swimming in the sea or lingering near the shore. The dragon soars far from shore, its majestic form shifting in unfathomable ways. A rip current, also known as a rip tide or simply a rip, is a strong, narrow current of water that flows from the shore outward to the sea. The waves push the seawater ashore, but as the water is continuously forced in, it gathers into a current and then pulls back out to sea. The sea waves, about 3 to 4 meters high, can move from the shore to the open sea at speeds of up to 10,000 meters per hour. It was an accidental grudge that caught people off guard, leaving them no time to react. Every year, in many coastal areas, numerous lives are lost due to being swept away by rip currents. Even if the water level hasn't reached your waist, encountering this swirling current can easily sweep you away from the shore in an instant. Then got swept away by the current into the vast, open sea. Rip currents can occur in any weather conditions, often with little to no warning signs. People strolling on the beach are hard to spot. According to years of research by Brazil and Australia, 90% of ocean fatalities are caused by rip currents. Where rip currents occur, the seabed is usually deeper than the surrounding areas, often forming dangerous whirlpools. Those who stand near those whirlpools will feel an incredibly strong pulling force, and the more they try to resist, the more their strength will drain away. Finally, he was swept into a whirlpool and drowned that afternoon. When playing at the beach, if you accidentally encounter a rip current, you must know how to save yourself. The only way is to swim as hard as you can parallel to the shoreline while avoiding fighting the rip current. The oldest surviving species of shark to this day. Sharks belong to the class of cartilaginous fish, with streamlined bodies that allow them to move effortlessly through water. Each side of their gills has 5 to 7 slits, or near the head. A spiracle is located behind the eyes. The hedgehog has many small spines covering its body for self-defense against parasites, quite different from the armadillo, which can curl up to protect itself. Sharks come in many species with diverse sizes, ranging from small ones as long as a hand to bottom-dwelling fish with a modest length of 22 centimeters. The whale shark is the largest fish in the world, with a body length of up to 12 meters, comparable to a whale. However, they only feed on small organisms such as plankton, squid, and some small fish. The bull shark is best known for its remarkable ability to thrive in both freshwater and saltwater environments, including river deltas. Sharks are believed to have appeared over 420 million years ago, even earlier than the age of dinosaurs. Many believe they must keep moving to allow water to flow over their gills, ensuring respiration, otherwise, they would suffocate from lack of oxygen. But in reality, one can keep a shark still for a long time without harming it, as long as it isn't agitated into panic. This is clearly evident in less mobile species, such as stingrays. Although there are many dangerous shark species, the bronze whaler has been recorded in 35 human attacks, including 2 fatalities. When fully grown, they can reach a maximum length of 3 meters and weigh between 300 to 600 kilograms. The braunweider shark has long, razor-sharp teeth and frequently attacks humans. Its primary victims are fishermen, beachgoers, and surfers along the coast of Australia. It is one of the most dangerous shark species in the ocean. Red tide is a terrifying natural phenomenon. Red tide is essentially a phenomenon of algae blooms occurring in summer and early autumn, which can harm the marine ecosystem, as well as the living environment of the local residents and the local economy. Throughout history up to the present day, the world has witnessed numerous red tide disasters, and one of the most memorable events was the red tide that occurred in British Columbia in 1793. At that time, a captain named Captain Shock steered the ship through the waters near the shore. The sailors on the ship caught the clams here and prepared them as a meal for breakfast. However, just a few minutes after eating, their lips and fingertips began to go numb, then gradually spread to their arms and legs. The sailors began to feel dizzy and nauseous. One of them later died from an illness of unknown cause. It wasn't until 2 centuries later that the mystery of this poisoning was solved. The cause was toxins from red tide that had contaminated the clams the sailors consumed. Recall the red tide disaster in Hong Kong in 1998. This phenomenon was considered the worst natural disaster in the memory of Hong Kong residents at that time. The red tide phenomenon first appeared around mid-March 1988, causing losses of up to 1,500 tons of fish in Hong Kong. Fish catch from the previous year was lost, according to Hong Kong authorities. However, residents believe the actual extent of the damage is 3 times higher than the reported figure. Notably, Maga Ratchin, then the head of Hong Kong's health department, advised the public to avoid eating seafood from affected areas. Here are the 2 possible translations based on context. Thoughtful squirrel. Tsunamis are massive waves caused by undersea earthquakes or volcanic eruptions. Tsunamis, also known as red tides, are devastating and extremely dangerous marine disasters. Because it's in the offshore area with deep water, the waves that rise are quite small, making it hard to catch attention. As it neared the shore, that immense energy sent the waves surging abruptly skyward. With a propagation speed of 600 to 1,000 kilometers per hour, it can generate massive waves ranging from 10 to 40 meters high, crashing onto the coastline in just a matter of minutes. Cause unforeseeable damages. On May 20, 1960, a powerful 8.5 magnitude earthquake struck Chile, triggering a massive tsunami and sending shockwaves across the Pacific Ocean. On March 28, 1964, an earthquake in Prince William Sound, Alaska, USA, triggered a tsunami reaching a height of 51.8 meters. On March 11, 2011, a powerful 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of northeastern Japan, triggering a tsunami. Then Bien Ward was brutally devastated, even facing the risk of nuclear radiation leakage. The disasters caused by the ocean listed above are enough to terrify anyone. Today, humans have learned to apply modern scientific and technological advancements to predict the weather. To some extent, genius can help minimize both economic and human losses. However, the vast ocean still harbors many dangerous phenomena that threaten humans. The coast is strange and perilous, yet silent and unassuming, capable of snatching away lives in the blink of an eye. Beneath the calm, unruffled surface of the ocean, unimaginable dangers may well be lurking. After just one night, the idyllic golden sandy beach of Port Reven in Congorn, England, vanished without a trace, leaving behind a coastline strewn with gravel and rocks. When visiting England's Cornwall, countless travelers are captivated by the untamed beauty of Port Reven Beach, with its golden sands shining as bright as sunlight. However, for the first time in history, this beautiful sandy beach has completely vanished, swept away by the ocean waves. At that time, the people in town were utterly astonished because it was the first time the beach had dried up to such an extent. The rocks once blanketed in sand now lay exposed, greeting the briny sea breeze. Many people are still worried, believing that this phenomenon will persist and completely destroy Port Reven Beach within an hour. But fortunately, after a few initial hours of confusion, everything returned to normal. The beach was miraculously cleaned, almost restored to its original pristine state. Oceanographer Alan Jacques Jensen shared, "This phenomenon, though short-lived, is incredibly impressive and warrants further in-depth study." Last year, over 1 million tons of beach sand disappeared from the UK's shores. The marine flora and fauna system comprises diverse species such as seaweed, seagrass, and other marine organisms. However, frost flowers appearing in the Arctic and Antarctic coastal regions are another unique phenomenon. The frost flowers are not real flowers, but rather ice crystals shaped exactly like blossoms. This phenomenon occurs when frost forms from uneven spots on the ice surface. Typically, this phenomenon occurs on young ice forming on the sea surface when temperatures drop extremely low. The thin sheaths spreading from long-stemmed plants often resemble the shape of actual flowers. Scientists have discovered that these bubbles contain not only frozen water but also various inorganic compounds, forming a unique temporary ecosystem. Volcanoes beneath the ocean floor. There are currently many active volcanoes around the world, frequently disrupting and affecting the lives of nearby residents. The ocean floor sometimes experiences volcanic eruptions just like on land. According to research documents, the ocean possesses the planet's largest volcanic system, with most of it hidden deep beneath the sea surface at approximately 2,600 meters. According to estimates, about 75% of the lava formed each year erupts from underwater volcanic vents or fissures on the ocean floor. Most active underwater volcanoes are located in deep waters. In shallow waters, a few individuals often reveal their presence by shooting jets of water high above the surface. Scientists estimate that there are over 1 million underwater volcanoes, and among them, a few even rose more than 1 kilometer above the seafloor during the eruption. The Mermaid Morgana in Da Nang. The Fata Morgana mirage is a unique scientific phenomenon that produces strange, recurring images in the sky or over bodies of water. Means fairy, and this sum of money stems from the belief that those sacred sites or fairy tale castles were created by witchcraft, meant to lure sailors to their deaths. From a scientific perspective, the Fata Morgana phenomenon occurs when light passes through layers of air with varying temperatures. Scientists believe this phenomenon occurs when a layer of warm air lies just beneath a layer of cold air. The Fata Morgana mirage distorts the objects it obscures, sometimes altering them beyond recognition. Often obstructs the view of distant objects, including ships. Icebergs always carry within them a majestic and mysterious beauty. After most people thought they only came in plain white. At the beginning of the 20th century, explorers were utterly astonished to discover icebergs with diverse colored stripes, including white, green or black, drifting across the oceans of the Arctic and Antarctic, lands still shrouded in mystery to the people of that time. The uniquely colored ice formations have attracted countless tourists and researchers to explore them for decades. But the mystery behind it remains unexplored. However, recently, experts seem to have found the answer. This strange phenomenon occurs due to the process of sea level equilibrium. A portion of the glacier then broke off, fell into the sea, and formed colorful striped icebergs floating across the ocean. Ice whirlpools are a rare phenomenon in the ocean, occurring only in sea areas with frozen surfaces. When the sea surface freezes in regions like the Arctic and Antarctic, ice eddies form when pockets of cold, salty seawater become trapped and merge together beneath the ice layer. This concentrated saltwater is heavier than the seawater layer below, so it tends to sink gradually to the bottom. Because it was so cold, the fresh water beneath the salt layer froze instantly as it flowed down, forming massive ice blocks beneath the surface. According to records, oceanographer Silai Martin was the first to document the phenomenon of ice whirlpools in 1914. By 2011, BBC cameramen were the first to capture this phenomenon in the waters of Antarctica. At that time, this rather peculiar phenomenon caught everyone's attention and curiosity. Ice whirlpools are a rather dangerous phenomenon that can kill many marine creatures due to their extremely high salt concentration. The longest wave in the world. Every year in February and March, people have the chance to witness the world's longest waves appearing at the mouth of the Amazon River in the Palestine region. This fascinating phenomenon occurs when the Atlantic Ocean's rising tide surges into the Amazon River. When it flows into the estuary, the water forms waves up to 6 meters high, lasting for half an hour. The people of the Amazon often call these waves pororoca. The waves typically travel at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour, producing a roaring sound that lasts for 30 minutes before crashing onto the shore. The pororoca is extremely dangerous because it can surge kilometers inland, destroying homes and causing immeasurable damage. They can gnaw and destroy everything in their path, so no matter how unique they are still extremely dangerous and must be avoided. However, since 1999, the locals have maintained the tradition of hosting an annual surfing competition in the Chardonnay-Gudu-Kafam coastal area. Despite being extremely dangerous, this record was set by Polish windsurfer PQ Ruda Szarager in 2003. He surfed continuously for 37 minutes and covered a distance of 12.5 kilometers. It's clear that the ocean always holds countless wonders and mysteries. Perhaps humanity will never uncover everything. Among the strange things just mentioned, which phenomenon do you think is the most prominent and noteworthy? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Mysterious Universe channel for the latest exciting videos. Goodbye for now, see you again soon.